Before crossing the Pacific Ocean on the sailboat, we flew to Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, and in this video we will show you a little bit of this city, and we'll talk about it is safe or not. When you arrive into the airport, of course, many taxi drivers meet you and offer the taxi. But we had a different crazy idea. We decided to take Uber. Our hotel was not far from the airport, probably 3 miles, not farther. And we wanted to take an Uber, and we wanted to see how it works. Here, you will see what happened. We asked many people about Uber, and everybody said that this company doesn't stop here near the airport. You have to cross the busy street, and there somewhere near the restaurant, they named the restaurant, there's a taxi stop, and you can get an Uber there. We had 2 pieces of very heavy luggage, and you have to cross the street walking on the bridge over the street. So it was not easy, by the way. If you have a crazy idea like we have with heavy luggage, be ready for this. Pay attention, there's a man on the left. He's offering the taxi to everybody who walks on the bridge. And everybody, and we are, of course, said no. Because many people had the same idea like we about the Uber. How much? 15. 3 or 4 cars agreed to pick us up, and then suddenly we watched on the map, and then suddenly when they approached the airport almost, they turned and disappeared. We did not know what to do, because we were standing probably for 40 minutes here. By the way, there is a bus stop. Some people went on the bus, but we did not know where this bus will take us, and we did not know what to do. But the man, you can see, the man is here, and he is waiting patiently. He doesn't insist about the taxi, he doesn't force anybody, and you will see why he is waiting patiently. By the way, there are a few restaurants, local restaurants. You can observe many people here on this bus stop. They are trying to get Uber as well. And finally, we decided to take a taxi, and other people did the same. So, when we tried to get an Uber, the phone said that our ride will be cost $2 and a few cents. But on the taxi, we paid $10. So, it is a big difference. But you don't have any choice. Maybe you will be lucky and you will get Uber. I don't know. Try when you go to Puerto Vallarta. But by the way, we did not feel unsafe here, because there are many local people, many tourists from the airport, and we never felt unsafe here.
I think many Americans would agree, especially older Americans like us, that when you go to Mexico these days, safety is a concern. But as Zena pointed out, we didn't really feel unsafe arriving in Puerto Vallarta at any point. In spite of the chaos of trying to get an Uber, which we don't recommend, we recommend you just pay the little extra money and get a taxi instead. It's much more convenient. But the taxi did not try to cheat us. We did not at any point feel unsafe, and we didn't feel unsafe even in the following days. I mean, we were in Mexico to catch a sailboat and sail across the Pacific. We probably wouldn't have gone to Mexico had it not been for that. But we went because of that, and one of our concerns going there, as I mentioned, was safety. You shouldn't be all that concerned. If you just show some caution and you watch out where you go, Puerto Vallarta is one of the safer places to go, then I don't think you're going to have any particular problem. At least, for sure, we didn't.
And by the way, we asked a taxi driver about this, right? And he said it is safe.
Yeah, the taxi driver said it was safe, but taxi drivers are probably always going to tell you it's safe. And for them, it is safe. But for us, we're different. And so it might or might not have been, but it was, I think, there, at least in Puerto Vallarta, and at least when we were there and the way we did it.
If you travel a lot, you know that the chain of hotels that we used to hear in the United States are all over the world, in Europe, in South and North America, everywhere. So sometimes we are trying to choose the hotel that we like, the chain that we like. And this time we chose the Holiday Inn Express.
If you stay in a Holiday Inn Express or a Fairfield or a Comfort or any hotel like that that you're used to seeing on the interstate in the United States, you expect a certain kind of breakfast to be included with your hotel stay. And that will be scrambled eggs of a sort and sliced bread and maybe some kind of half-cooked bacon or some disgusting kind of sausage patties or something like that. Well, we were pleasantly surprised at the Holiday Inn Express in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, to see a completely different kind of breakfast and a delicious breakfast, as you will see.
Hello. Okay. Fruit, it is papaya. Very nice.
Two different kinds of yogurt.
Two different kinds of yogurt. Bananas. Raisins, granola.
Over here you see chilaquiles, which are delicious.
What is it?
It's made from fried tortillas and cheese and onion and a little bit of green sauce. Over here you see beans and a delicious mixture of potatoes and chicken with a spicy sauce. Here there's some cauliflower and broccoli, some sausages, and some eggs and pancakes. Altogether, a very, very nice breakfast.
Good morning. We are walking from our hotel to the Marina to catch up with the bus, right?
Yes.
Hop on, hop off. By the way, yes, Puerto Vallarta has hop on, hop off bus. It's where we are going. And it is actually safe.
Of course, it depends on where in the city you are. I'm sure that there are many neighborhoods in Puerto Vallarta that would not be safe for tourists to walk around, particularly at night. But there are obviously many neighborhoods where it is safe. And in the neighborhood of the Puerto Vallarta, I think it's called the Marina neighborhood. Certainly the largest marina is here and near the airport. It's a tourist area, but not totally a tourist area, and it seems to be very safe to walk around. When you arrive in Puerto Vallarta, the airport is very chaotic, and like is true in many Latin American countries, and particularly I think in Mexico, you are immediately bombarded by dozens of people trying to give you taxi rides or other kinds of transportation. And so it can be a little bit intimidating and a little bit hectic and a little bit chaotic if you're not expecting that kind of thing. However, once you get past that chaos, many places in Mexico, and Puerto Vallarta seems to be very much that kind of place, are much more calm and livable and much safer and much less intimidating for the average American once you get past the airport.
Many pharmacies are here, many small, big pharmacies, very interesting looking pharmacies, and actually strange a little bit. And there is a sign about this pharmacy, what you can get there.
Well, most Americans who have traveled to Mexico know that in Mexico you can get lots of medications without a prescription over the counter that are prescription medications in the United States. Now, for example, here it doesn't advertise the narcotics, but you can in fact get things like
Painkiller, it says. Painkillers.
Yeah, it says painkillers, but you can get Valium, you can get other kinds of prescription painkillers and narcotics in Mexico without a prescription. You can also get penicillin, amoxicillin, Viagra, Cialis, a lot of other Nexium, a lot of other things that you cannot get in the United States without a prescription.
It's today you
Yesterday, I was buying some toothpaste in a different pharmacy, and the lady actually, I don't know if business was slow or whatever, but she put a price list in front of me and tried to sell me a bunch of narcotics, including Valium, and some others that I only barely recognized, but I know that they're narcotics. So they are certainly available, widely available, without a prescription, and they will be happy to sell them to you.
Our hop on and hop off bus is coming. What we liked about the hop on hop off bus, it was going not just through the tourist area, but through the residential area as well, you can see. By the way, we walked to Walmart from our hotel, and it was about 2.5 miles, and took the Uber back to the hotel. And we used Uber very often later on, but we did not have any problems. I don't know why we had this big problem with Uber near the airport. I don't know, it is a puzzle. By the way, right now we are in the center of Puerto Vallarta and we were surprised to see the military trucks and the military people, and they had a lot of miniguns in the truck. It was really strange to see them here. We could understand at first why there are a few military people guarding here, but apparently something is going on in that house. Maybe it is a presidential house.
No, I think it's just somebody visiting there, somebody important.
Maybe the president is visiting. No, somebody important, somebody official, and the military people are guarding here on this street.
And you notice there's two guys on the truck there. One's looking one way, one's looking the other way.
Uh-huh.
You know, they're set up to guard.
I have been to Mexico a great many times, and Zena's been there several times also. But this was our first time in Puerto Vallarta. As far as our reactions are concerned, is if you want a pleasant week somewhere in Mexico, and maybe you want to spend some time on the beach, maybe you are not all that familiar with Mexico, then Puerto Vallarta would really be a great place to go. It's a good introduction to Mexico, and I think even if you know Mexico, if you want to spend time on the beach, it's a good place to go. It's not the most interesting city, but it is safe. It does have beautiful beaches, and it does give you a real flavor for Mexico under really good conditions. It isn't particularly expensive. It has some medium-priced resorts, and so it's a good place to go. And for our purposes, as a jumping-off point to board the boat to cross the Pacific, it was just about perfect because it was calm, it was inexpensive, it was safe, and it was a pleasant place to be for a few days while we got ready to start on this long trip. So is it safe? Yes, as far as we're concerned it is. Is it interesting? Yes, not the most interesting city in Mexico, but it is interesting and it does have nice beaches and it's a pretty good place to go.
We are in the Marina.
Anybody that would swim in the Marina is an idiot anyway.
Here we are going to stay. Our boat is going to be here. And there is a sign. Danger, crocodile. I don't see any crocodiles. Everybody knows what marinas look like, but this was unusual. And let's see why. You see, I showed you there is a pharmacy, little pharmacy, and in a few yards there is another pharmacy. It has the same offer about drugs. And if you walk a little bit farther, you see a woman is standing there in a white shirt. There is another pharmacy and they have the same offer about drugs. Excuse me, it is pesos or dollars?
Pesos.
Pesos. And it is for just one tablet, or what is it? This price is for one tablet, one...
The bugs. The bugs.
Ah, the block? How many tablets?
10.
10 tablets. 10 tablets or 10 capsules. Okay, and it is pesos.
No, this is 7.
Ah, 7 capsules.
See, it's different.
Oh, okay.
But 7, 20, 10 is different.
Different amount.
Yes.
Okay, I see. It is in pesos, hub.
Okay. So
Okay.
it's what you said this morning is it's not that expensive.
But it is not what, it is different drug.
Yeah.
It is
I
not
give
Xanax.
the card, this is for discount and you buy medication.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Gracias.
Well, it doesn't matter. We're not buying.
We even have a discount for drugs. So tonight we are going to get drugs.
We're not buying it anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Ben said we are not going to buy it anyway. Okay, I
want
will
some
buy.
Valium to
I will
take.
buy by myself.
You maybe you need some Valium. You think?
Maybe. Yes, and another pharmacies in the lighthouse. And there is a restaurant, I think. It happened that we did not leave Mexico from Puerto Vallarta. We left from La Cruz, and we were happy about this because we saw an unusual celebration of one event. Don't miss the next video, it will be very interesting. See you very, very soon.